I'm Jamie Hooper with Remax Crest, and today I want to talk about the changing real estate market in Greater Vancouver and what events have occurred over the last 15 to 25 years to bring us to where we are today. In light of the new government tax that was put in last week, I thought it would be a great time for us to go back and summarize where we're at and let us know that this fall may be a great buying opportunity for people, and I'm going to explain why. So back in 1945, at the end of the Second World War, the population of Greater Vancouver was 400,000 people. By Expo in 1986, it was 1.4 million. In the year 2000, we were at 2 million people. Today, we're at 2.6 million people. And they say by 2040, there's going to be 4 million people here. Now, that's very interesting for Vancouver because the Greater Vancouver area is landlocked. You can't go north because there's mountains. You can't go west because there's water. To the south, we have the U.S. And it used to be that there was land to the east, and they would always move out further eastward. Well, people tell me now that there isn't enough land out there. The land remaining out there is mostly agricultural land, and that's why we see all the great changes that are happening around our city now. If you go down Cambie Street or Oak Street or Granville Street, you see all the old houses coming down and everything's going up multifamily. Go up to the old Brentwood Mall site out in Burnaby at Lougheed and Willingdon, and they are putting up 20 75-story high-rises. The city of New Westminster is the first municipality to pass a law that new developers have to allot 30% of their floor space to 3-bedroom units. Why is that? Families are going to start growing up in multifamily developments, just like they do in other major cities around the world. Vancouver, whether we like it or not, is changing, and it is an international city. What this will present to savvy buyers this fall is a buying opportunity. And let's look back over history over the last 25 years or so, or actually 30 years, and let's look at some buying opportunities that have presented themselves. This back graph goes all the way back to 1977. The blue line indicates the property of a detached property 39 years ago in Greater Vancouver for the entire area, averaged out at about 80,000. Last month in July, it was 1,764,000, down from over 1,850,000 earlier in the year. So we can see we had some buying opportunities through here. Going through here in 2011 and 2012, there was really no reason for the market to slow down. It was just rather lethargic. There was lots of press about the market being overinflated, and people weren't buying. I always wonder why people want to buy when the market is screaming busy, and when it's slow, they don't want to buy. Here's what would have happened if you bought your house back 5 years ago in 2011 when the market was slow. We had an average selling price of about 1.1 million, and today it's up at 1.7. But you know what? Very few people bought when it was slow. They want to buy when the market's busier for some reason. Here's back in 2008, the end of the world with the U.S. banking crisis. Look at the people that bought then. They were back and above their money less than a year later, and they paid just under $800. They've more than doubled their money ever since then. We could go back to it again in the early 90s after the post-Expo boom, and then the Armageddon back in the early 80s. But each and every time these people bought when the market was slow, long-term they made money. Real estate is a long-term investment, folks, and if you want to talk about any of the opportunities that may be available to buy this fall, just contact our office and we'll be glad to help you out.